cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's time again to cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's the number one podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta
listen. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the 52 Scott Podcast. I'm your host, K Money, and in the building with me, my co-host, Freddie G, Slash, and Comedian 96. Collectively, we are the Mind of Men. And you can find us on Twitter at 52 Scott Podcast, Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast. And if you're on YouTube, please don't forget to like and or subscribe. Welcome to another episode of True Tuesday. Today, fellas, I thought we'd talk about a serious topic that seems to be talked about in the news. You seem to hear a lot about it in the news. One of the things that's being talked about in the news lately, and that's fentanyl and the dangerous impact that it's having on America. A lot of people are dying over this drug. And for those of you out there that is not aware of what fentanyl is,
yes, indeed.
It's a synthetic opioid which is causing overdose and death in the United States. It's a drug that's been mixed with other drugs. And that's how people that are using it are pretty much overdosing because, one, they have no knowledge that, fentanyl has been mixed with this drug. And
right.
It don't take much. 2 milligrams of fentanyl is deadly. And that's not a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They say you can touch it and die, from what I hear.
Yeah, it can penetrate through the skin.
It's not. So that tells you how strong it is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm showing the stats say that it's 50 to 300 times more potent than morphine. So that says a lot because morphine is a hell of a drug.
Exactly.
Fentanyl was originally invented to treat severe cancer pain. So that also says how strong it is. Because cancer is a disease that does not discriminate and it seems to be taking over. So that's a hell of a partner to have.
Right.
I mean, I'm not going to say partner because, again, fentanyl is used to help cancer patients. But on the flip side, it's addictive.
Right. And see, that's the crazy part about it because you are prescribing a drug that's killing Americans.
Yeah.
So how is that legal?
Again, it's not legal. But you have to keep in mind it's being mixed with a lot of these other drugs.
Right.
You got X pills. Cocaine.
Look, it really. I think the crisis is really late on being. I don't know if you guys watched back in the day. They had the old war movies. You remember? They used to kill each other. Not kill each other. I'm sorry. Because they be in so much pain, they would use the morphine to kill themselves. And you saying fentanyl is 4 times the. I'm trying to figure out how is it legal to even sell the drug.
Right, it's stronger than heroin too.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Saying, I mean, you really got to handle that with care. Like I knew someone personally, right? Actually. Some of you on the panel might know the guy. He was a, so to speak, illegal pharmacist. And he actually sold to a very, very popular singer. And I didn't find this out because I was wondering, I just so happened to be asking a friend of mine. I said, hey, man, such and such, he died. What happened to him? Oh, he died because he sold to this popular singer and they both died the same night.
Yeah.
So,
what was he selling?
Fentanyl.
Oh.
That was back. That was over. When did 2004? I want to say he died. The singer that I'm talking about. I guess I can say who died. He's dead. It was Gerald Levert.
Oh, wow.
So you sold this to him and y'all died together. You feel me? So that's been a ongoing problem, and we're just now looking at it almost 20 years later.
So, wait. Let me ask you: is that rumor
No, it's not a rumor.
that he died?
He died of drug overdose. Yes,
Okay,
along with the friend that I grew up with since we were kids.
and that's not a rumor.
It is not a rumor. It's not a rumor. So, this drug has been going on. That's been over 20 years ago. So, for us to just now be talking about it, look at Michael K. White from the Wire. Same thing. He died from the fentanyl. That was his toxicity report.
Well,
He
it
died from
wasn't.
the
It
same.
wasn't another drug that being used, but it was mixed. Fentanyl was mixed with
Yeah,
it.
fentanyl. A lot of these rappers are dying from fentanyl. A lot. Go look it up. It's just being quietly swept under the rug.
The drugs that they're using on
It's
normal
got
basis.
fentanyl in them. They'll
that's what
have
I'm saying. They're
like you
laced,
said,
it's laced with fentanyl.
Laced
or
with
mixed.
fentanyl, mixed with fentanyl.
Right.
So just any little sprinkle,
But
like
see,
you
they
was-
don't know that it's fentanyl. So the rumor that you're, or not rumor, but the incident
But
you just said
exactly.
with Gerald,
So Gerald, with
they were
his,
using
he probably
cocaine.
didn't know it was laced.
yeah, okay.
Sorry.
That's
So
what I-
let me read.
please.
Yes. Let me fix that. He probably didn't know it was laced. Same thing with Michael. He didn't know it was laced.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And nobody. First of all, I don't think nobody would just take fentanyl just cause.
They
right?
should be.
But especially, I know a black person would not just say, I'm finna take some fentanyl. We ain't finna even touch it. So, yeah, more than likely, they did not know they were being mixed with fentanyl. So, it's just not something I'm willing to, mix and dabble with. Dude.
Man, statistics indicate that fentanyl is currently the greatest drug threat in this country. And again, like I was saying at the beginning of the show, you're hearing about it in the news damn near every day or every other day.
Somebody's dying from fentanyl.
fentanyl.
There was a recent story a couple of weeks ago in the news. I don't know if you guys saw it or not in New York. It was a daycare worker, or not daycare. It was a daycare where the owners were selling this and they were storing it, but they stored it close to the kids, and I believe one of the kids ended up dying, and others may have gotten sick. But they ended up getting arrested. But that just shows the potency
Of fentanyl.
of the fentanyl. It was never. I don't think it was stored on the mat. I believe that the kids, but pretty close to the kids.
Yeah.
And just that proximity. I mean, was still deadly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they were definitely careless, and they're going to be prosecuted accordingly. But that just shows how it's getting out of hand, and people don't care, basically because it's making money.
Right.
Can they? Do they even have a cure for like if somebody got fentanyl overdose or got maybe just touched or whatever it is, ingested, touched? Do they have a cure?
Well, in New York, they had this lady and her boyfriend or husband. They had a daycare, and they had several toddlers, maybe about 3 or 4 toddlers that was in this daycare. And one of the toddlers died because of fentanyl. They had the fentanyl maybe on the mat or something that the kids were playing on.
That is not even. Why would you laugh?
What you laughing at, bro?
Why would you?
You all right?
Why would you laugh at that?
Inside joke, man.
I know it is kind of.
This is not a funny subject.
This
It's an
is
inside
not.
joke.
But
I
look,
apologize.
the crazy part about it, in my mind, I was laughing. I wasn't gonna do it out
I
loud.
don't understand. Well, anyway.
Why would you have cocaine in daycare, man?
So these people had some drugs in the daycare, and one of the kids, the toddlers, died. And so, the answer to your question, Comedian 96, is there any something that could help them? Some kind of not cure, but
Yeah, just in case they got a.
yeah. 2 or 3 other toddlers were exposed, and they gave them, I think it's called Narcan. I think that's what it's called.
Narcan, okay.
I'm not sure, but whatever it is that they give people who have drug overdose
Okay, and that'll say.
to bring them back.
Yeah.
So they gave it
okay.
to those toddlers.
Wow.
Well, at least there is a cure.
Yeah, I
Because it's just some things you just can't. You get a hold of, and They just, hey, we'll just make you as
And
comfortable as possible.
K-Money, after this show airs, I need to know what the inside joke was.
I got you.
I do too, man. I really want to know because you had me laughing. I was laughing on the inside because, first of all, I was trying to figure out why is cocaine in daycare. So that was funny to me. But when the child died, you was still laughing.
Yeah, but it had nothing to do
Let
with
me
the
stop.
subject, bro.
I know.
Inside jokes.
I
I
know
got
it's
y'all,
inside.
man.
That's all good.
Hey, amongst teenagers, bro, overdose deaths increased 94% from 2019, to 2020. Mm-hmm. So, the usage of this drug, like I say, it's becoming a crisis. You hear folks talking about COVID, but hell, this seems to be another pandemic, if you want to call it that.
Right.
Because it's doing the same as
Pretty much the same
COVID,
thing.
and
Killing.
knocking people off
Yeah.
quickly. Some of the signs of fentanyl use and addiction include loss of consciousness,
Wow. Just pass out.
slow breathing, rapid heart rate, euphoric or depressed mood, swollen hands or feet, confusion, and slurred speech. Man, Comedian 96.
That's okay.
So
All right.
you said use and abuse. Did you say abuse?
Use and abuse? No. Confusion.
No. Prior to you reading the symptoms, what did you say?
Teenagers were the overdose for teenagers had gone up. 94%. So I'm saying the usage of it. That's saying that it's being used an awful lot by teenagers.
So now that leads me to wonder if fentanyl is being used by teenagers and only a small amount can kill you. How are they actually using it if a small amount, like what was the percentage that could kill you?
2%. 2 milligrams. I'm
2
sorry, 2
milligrams.
milligrams
2
is deadly.
Yeah, 2 milligrams. So these kids are using fentanyl, so it got to be less than 2 milligrams. A milligram is like super duper small. That's like almost like a
Grain of salt?
grain of salt,
Yeah.
with sugar or something.
Well, you got to think, a lot of teenagers, they have these rave parties and they on those X pills. And from what I understand, excuse me,
Handlebars, all that.
fentanyl, say again?
Handlebars, all that.
Okay,
X-Pill, handlebar.
being mixed with all these type of pills. So, I could see it easily occurring within the teenage demographic. Because again, you have these parties, peer pressure, and everybody just want to have a good time, but they're not thinking and not considering, what they're actually taking.
Now, just me, my personal opinion about that. Thinking about how strong that drug is, my mind frame tells me this is just something you mixing with different pills and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It sounded to me like you want to kill people,
That's the same thing. Yeah.
and that's just my personal opinion.
Well, I think it's being mixed to make more, supply more, which of course is going to monetarily be more money coming in. I don't think their intentions are to kill folks. I just think greed has taken over, and they're just trying to make more of this product that they know they can get money for.
Yeah.
So,
That's crazy.
So let me ask you, who do you think is bringing the fentanyl in the country?
I ain't touching.
I don't know.
I ain't touching it.
I don't know where it comes from, but
I think that it's coming from the cartel.
think so. I wouldn't know.
I would know. I'm good. I don't want nothing white unless it's sugar. I don't even do salt.
I'm sure cartel probably has a lot to do with it. I mean, you never know. If it has anything to do with making money, why wouldn't they?
Can't even talk about it, right? You want to talk about it. You might die if you talk about it. You touch it, you talk about it. You die, you talk about it. You look at it, you talk about it. You
That boy
die.
had a Mitch McConnell moment.
He got emotional.
Oh man, my bad. I know I was reading, it was saying how one pill can kill. All substance users are at risk by death.
That's why I say you obviously want to kill people with this thing, man. a little bit of it is killing people, why do you still putting it in shit?
Ain't that much pain in the world. You know what? Just pain yourself out, man. Just take this. The pain will go away, but you will too.
And here's the fact, and even if it's not greed, this is how I'm looking at this. You the drug person that's creating these pills with this fentanyl on it, and you selling it, and you knowing it's killing people.
Yeah.
But you trying to profit off of it, but you losing money because you killing the users.
Yeah.
It's kind of backwards.
Yeah. It's crazy, man, because you
What's going on? Again.
you have folks though, man, that again, I want to get back to them not even considering the dangers of this drug and wanting to get that high so bad just to be part of the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Again, these teenagers wanting to have a good time and popping these pills like it's nothing and dying. All right, hey, when someone overdoses on fentanyl, they first become sleepy and it's hard for them to wake up. Their breathing becomes slowed and shallow. They may snore and they may pass out. The person's body may become limp, their face pale and clammy, and they get a weak pulse or slow. You know, I've never seen fentanyl, man. I've seen a lot of drugs in my time, not used them, but I've just seen it. But it says, you know, fentanyl is typically available in two main types, a powder and a liquid substance. So it sounds like it's easy to mix,
Well,
you know,
with
coming in
something.
those two forms.
Yeah. In liquid, you put it in somebody's drink.
See, that's what I was going to say. That's
You
what
know,
I'm going to get at.
That's what that's sounding like now.
Yeah, somebody just got, there's a popular club here in Houston. I don't know if we are able to talk about it, but there's a club in Houston that it's been in the news that they had three die from fentanyl being put in a drink.
But that doesn't necessarily fall on the establishment.
No, it doesn't. That could
At
be
all.
anybody in the club except just
Yeah.
being an asshole.
Yeah.
That does not fall on the
Has
establishment.
nothing to do with
Yeah,
this.
but it happened at that club 3 times. So,
Yeah, it says powder fentanyl can be made to look like other drugs,
and I didn't know it was liquid.
often pressed into pills that look exactly like prescription pills. So, you know, again, a lot of folks that are dying from this drug have no knowledge that, you know, it's even in the drug that they're currently taking. I see I mentioned prescription pills such as Percocet and Xanax, you know, and people use Xanax for anxiety, you know, and I think a lot of us deal with anxiety. So
Yeah.
just imagine, you know, a person trying to treat something, honestly try to treat an issue that they have, not
Right.
knowing that, you know, they got a pill that has been laced or damaged. When I'm saying damaged, because, you know, it's been mixed with fentanyl.
Right. And most of the time it's unknowingly.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
You know, back in the day, you know, back in the Gap when I was bad, when I used to smoke weed, right? When I used to smoke weed, right? It could have been worse, because what if I hope they never do that though. It's white, so I'm pretty sure you would see it. But hopefully they never lace it, because there's too many people smoke weed, man. They couldn't do that.
But
'Cause that'll
it's-
be
it's-
too many people dying. They'll know
It was a rumor
set up.
about them doing that at one while they had started lacing the weed with fentanyl.
I'm gonna tell you,
But I can't say that it
Was
was
true.
true, but I could believe that it's possible.
but it's too many. Then it would be traced back. I think that will get traced back, because there would be just entirely too many people that really, you know, engage in recreational smoking weed in the world.
Unfortunately, I agree with you, bro.
Yeah, so
I hope that's never the case.
yeah.
You know, another dangerous issue is, you know, even when you have your first responders responding to someone that has come in contact with this, you know, they have to be careful when they're
Yeah.
approaching, you know, because again, just by touch, it can
That
be
could
harmful.
Wow.
You know,
That's what I say. You can go through your skin.
Yeah.
That's powerful, man. That's really strong.
yeah.
There was the one cop going through the car. He was just going through the car, searching through the car, and I want to say he had gloves on. I want to say but he still got sick. He didn't die, but he got sick. He could have. He just touched a little bit. He
passed
may
out.
have gloves, huh?
Did he pass out?
Yeah. That guy.
Now,
You remember-
I'm gonna ask this question since y'all talking about body touch. let's just think about the average guy on the corner selling pills. Don't know he got fentanyl. He's selling. And he done handled all of them.
And we dapping him up.
Not just that, what he done to himself. I mean, think about it. You handling it without gloves. If it take gloves to handle it, and he didn't have none on, he just as high as the person that he finna sell it.
Y'all be careful out there, man, and be cautious. Don't do drugs. Just say no.
Just say no, man.
We out of there. This concludes another True Tuesday episode, and be sure you tune in tomorrow for Women Wednesday with Freddie G. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at 52 Sky Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Sky Podcast. And for all you YouTubers, don't forget to like and subscribe. And to all my 52 Sky faithfuls, it may be new to you, but if you heard it here, then you know it's true.
Life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just